Hello, everyone. This is your teacher, Julian Marin, and today we're going to review Martes de Prueba number 1 for the 9th grade in the year 2026. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to start sharing my screen so we can see the test, so we can see what kind of exercises we're going to solve today. So yes, we have it right here. And what we can see when you see two different sets of instructions, that means that we're going to be solving two different kinds of questions. So let's start over here with 21 and 22. So let's see. Let's analyze. Very good. So over here, what we have is an exercise in which we are shown some signs, some tags. And then there we are asked, where could we find this signs, okay? So the first one for 21, it says danger, not an entry. Please use front gate. And we have three options. Where could we find this? First, at the door of an apartment, where at the door of an apartment we have only one enter, one entrance, and then there shouldn't be any danger, so we can cancel option A as a possible answer. B, at the emergency exit of a factory. Okay, let's see. If it is an exit, we shouldn't be suggested to use the front gate for exit. So that is why I believe B wouldn't be very coherent. And let's see option C, at the door of a school bus. So this one is more likely, right? Because, it has a front gate for entering, and at the end of the bus, usually they have like an exit for emergency door. Okay, so that is why I will choose, or I will suggest that the correct option will be C. Now let's try to scroll down. Let's scroll down. Yes, we have to scroll down so we can give a look to question 22, and then we can also see the remaining questions for this test. So for 22, we have the same nature of question. We have a tag, we have over here a sign, and we have three options. So let's see. Attention, observe precautions for handling electrostatic sensitive devices. So over here we have devices, we have electrostatic, and then we have a context in which we have some elements that are involving in their operation, where they're involving electricity. Okay, so that is some important information and warning. So attention, we need to observe the precautions. So where can we find this kind of tag? A, in a public greenhouse. Okay, this one doesn't necessarily involve, for the nature, any electronics. B, in a recycling warehouse. So normally over there where we working is with materials that are not necessarily connected or working, but we are selecting materials for recycling. And C, in a computer laboratory. So this is more likely option, because in a computer laboratory we have the computers and we have some other elements that will be using electricity constantly. So that is why I will select C. That is my suggestion. So over here we got for 23, 24, and 25, we have another kind another type of questions, right? Or an exercise, because we have three options here, not really questions, but these are descriptions of some natural disasters. That is the nature or the topic in this exercise. To the right, you see a column with 4 options. To the left, a column with 3 descriptions or definitions. So why they do that? This is to increase the difficulty of the exercise. So essentially what we need to do, we need is to match definitions with the specific concept. In this case, talking about natural disasters. So let's 23. A violent windstorm that occurs over local areas of land. So we have some options. We have tsunami, we have earthquake, we have flood, and we have tornado. So if it is a windstorm, essentially the only option here directly connected to the description would be a tornado. So we connect 23 with D. Let's evaluate 24. Sorry. An unusual large sea wave caused by a seaquake. So we got a wave, we got the sea, it is large, and it is caused by a seaquake movement of the floor of the ocean, right? So this one would be a tsunami. It's the only one that fits this specific description. And 25, vibration of the Earth's crust that causes the ground to move. So over here, what we have is an earthquake. Yes, it is the precise definition of an earthquake. So the only option that doesn't match any definition would be flood, which is when we see like an overwhelming amount of water in a specific place, right? Normally caused by storms. So probably that would be like a distractor, because over here we're talking about a storm, but not this wouldn't be the description of a flood. So right here, we're essentially finishing the exercise for today. Let's remember that we were solving Martes de Prueba number 1 for the year 2026 and the grade 9 for the 9th graders. So thank you very much for watching. I will invite you please to like, subscribe, and promote the channel so other people can benefit from these exercises. Thank you very much. I hope to see you in the near future.